All right, so this is going to be my quick reaction of the Nintendo Direct that we had yesterday, March 27. I watched it at 9 a.m. That's when it started playing. I was hoping it was going to be something good. I was hoping that they were going to have a Direct that was going to, have some last decent some last heavy hitters for the Nintendo Switch. That way people can go out and buy a Nintendo Switch and whatnot. Something that could boost the sales for the Switch one last time. But no, they decided to just give us a bunch of stupid bullshit. They ended it with Tomodachi Life or whatever. That's, I believe that was a 3DS game, if I'm not mistaken. It was around the Nintendo Wii era, I believe. It's a game that's 10 years old. I don't know who's asking for that or whatever, or why they felt the need to waste time making a stupid game like that. I don't know why they think that was that's the last game they need to announce in the Direct, but that's just them being stupid. It really pisses me off, and I think more people need to give them shit over it, because this is the kind of stuff that's making them look lame, and this is not gonna bring people over. This isn't gonna make people want to buy a Nintendo Switch. So overall, this Nintendo Direct, it was complete garbage in my opinion. It was like they tried to make it as underwhelming as possible, and then just sprinkle in a few cool announcements. But it seems like their objective here was to basically give us a crap Direct, so that way we'll be at a low point. So then whenever the Nintendo 2 Direct comes around and it ends up being a blowout, we're going to be just, completely thrilled and excited. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what their intent was, because if they really thought this was a good Direct, then we need to slap some sense into them. Just like we did back in 2015 when they gave us that garbage presentation during E3. So, let me see. Some of the games that I liked that Pac-Man type game. I forgot what it was called. Something Shadow or whatever. It's from Bandai Namco, and it's got Pac-Man in it, and you're playing as this one guy with Pac-Man just floating around you. You can morph into a mech or whatever. It's a Metroidvania style type of game. That game looks cool. That game looks fun. So that would be a game that I'll probably play. They showed Metroid Prime 4. Very disappointed with that, with what they showed us, because it was just a very lame, lackluster showing. All it was they just showed, oh, here's some abilities. Oh, here's the world of Vura or something like that. It's a world. I mean, it's got the word view in it. That's all I remember. And they only show that one world. That pisses me off when they do that. They only show one environment, and they show a couple abilities. They only show a few bad guys, like 2 or 3 bad guys. And what really pisses me off is how lame the bad guys are. I mean, the AI is just absolute. The NPCs or whatever, they're just an absolute joke, like they always are in Metroid Prime games. They don't look threatening. They don't look like they're gonna really cause much damage. They kind of jump there and they taunt and scream at you before initiating any attack. So it's easy to just aim, shoot, and kill them. And that is really pissing me off with Retro Studios. We've got games out here like Doom, where there's hundreds of monsters just trying to kill you, and it's games like that are super fun. They should take note of that, and they should try to implement that in the Metroid games. Metroid Prime, yes, the games are great. I love them. I love Metroid Prime games. Metroid Prime being one of my favorite, and I love the Metroidvania genre. So, it's not like I'm not a Metroid fan, but I want Metroid to be better. And it pisses me off that there's still, the enemy fight sequences are still so fucking lame. Why the fuck are the enemies? It's like it'll be like 3 or 4 enemies or whatever, and you just shoot them and kill them, and it's that freaking easy. They should have battle sequences and moments similar to Doom. That's what they should be doing. I'm so sick and tired of them making the world of Metroid so freaking lame. It's got to be as empty as possible. Even when there's enemies around, it still feels empty. Still feels dead. So it's really fucking stupid. I'm getting really sick and tired of Retro Studios. I mean, people have been saying for years that they're the most talented studios for Nintendo. Doesn't really seem like it. Doesn't really seem like it when, you know, the only games they're known for is Metroid Prime. They haven't given us shit in the last 10 years, except for Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Fun game, but it's a 2D side-scroller. It's a 2D side-scroller, and the only other thing they've given us was a remaster of Metroid Prime. And they're the most talented studio? Really? What about Monolith Soft? Monolith Soft, at least they're pumping out way more games than they are, and they're bigger games. They're bigger open world games like Xenoblade Chronicles X. That it's freaking ridiculous at this point how we talk about Retro Studios like they're just so great. Yet we don't seem to ever criticize them for their lack of games and everything. They should be making some really awesome games at the same level as Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, you know, games that are multiplayer and full of action. Those are the kind of games we want. I'm so sick and tired of them being one-dimensional and not really making anything like that. They should be doing a lot better. So I'll probably make a separate video about that, about Retro Studios, because they need a fire lit up under their asses. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. You know, games being canceled and whatnot. It's ridiculous at this point. We had 2 lame-ass games from Sony. Sony Gay Station, you know, they suck. They're garbage. They're not doing well right now. You know, people talk about, oh, look, they're doing good financially. Yeah, because they're laying off people and they're closing down studios. Not because they're making great games, not because their profit margins are high. They're not. So Sony, of course, is continuing to, in a way, go third party, or they're taking unknown niche titles that they have, that they own, and they're porting them over to Nintendo. You know what? Fuck you, Sony. We don't care about those piece of shit little games like Everybody's Golf or whatever. I'm not excited for that. I'm not excited for the other game that looked like a music type game. You know, you want us to play some of your games? How about you bring over Infamous? How about you bring over Killzone, Twisted Metal, Fall, Resistance of Man, Resistance, Fall of Man, my bad. You know, bring over those type of games, all right? If you're gonna just bring a bunch of like niche games or whatever, games that look like they appeal to little kids or whatever, you can go fuck yourself, all right? You sorry ass company. So fuck Sony, fuck their lame games that they're bringing over that nobody wants to play. I mean, they thought that, you know, we were gonna purchase what was that Lego Horizon game. What an absolute joke of a game that was. Nobody wanted that garbage, and so it didn't really sell well. And I think Sony, you know, if Sony really if they really want to, you know, profit off of the Nintendo Switch by porting some games over, they're gonna have to give us the cool games like Infamous and Killzone, games like that. Those are the only games that we'll gladly play. Other than that, they can just go screw themselves. So, I mean, yeah, cool to see that they continue doing games, giving us their games, but it's trash games anyways. So yeah, all in all, like there's probably more to say about this Nintendo Direct. The virtual game cards, okay, yeah, I guess that's cool announcement or whatever. They ended the presentation with Shigeru Miyamoto talking about this new app called Nintendo Today, and it's just like a calendar for Nintendo Directs, Nintendo News or whatever. Cool, I guess, whatever. I mean, are we gonna have like daily news, daily things to be excited about? I mean, they need to give us a reason to be excited for this kind of app. They didn't necessarily do that, in my opinion. So, not too thrilled. So yeah, all in all, that's a stupid, pointless direct and a waste of time, in my opinion. They showed off some third-party games that are going to be on other systems, so I could care less, honestly. Could care less. It looks like Nintendo, basically for the last few years, they've probably been making games just for the Switch too. So, I guess that might be good. I mean, that should be good, great news. And that means that this Nintendo Switch 2 presentation coming up in April, it should be a blowout. It should be epic. It should be awesome. If not, I'm going to be very disappointed in Nintendo, because this last Direct that was meant to be for the Switch 1 only was pretty damn lame. Didn't excite me at all. Doesn't give me faith that the Switch is going to sell more units based on the garbage that they showed us. So anyways, I could probably say more, but right now I'm on the road, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here.